Turn it up. Hi there Sagittarius, I'm Ellie Rose for PsychicFuture.com and this is your horoscope from the 22nd to the 28th of October. So we have got quite a big week coming up. We have got the sun is moving into Scorpio, so it's the beginning of Scorpio season, and that is going to be conjunct Venus, which is still in retrograde. Then on the same day, about midweek, we're going to have a full moon in Taurus, and that full moon is conjunct Uranus. So we've got these two opposite energies going on that are pretty much just continuing on from the Venus retrograde issues that I've been talking about. So basically what's happening here is we're having any of the things like that we've been coming up with recently, like any negative thoughts, any like relationship problems, any things where, you know, we've been questioning our self-worth or trying to like increase our self-love. All of this like Venus retrograde themed stuff is now going to come up to the surface, and the full moon's going to shine this light on it so that everyone can finally realise what they need to perhaps do to improve themselves a little bit. So for you, this might feel a little bit awkward because what we've got here is earth and water energy. And for you as a fire sign, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable because you might find that people are a little bit emotional. You might even find that you're having like erratic emotions coming out of nowhere. You know, maybe you feel like you want to cry, or you want to like, you know, go running, or like just do something and it will kind of like just feel like it needs to burst out of you. If that is the case, then try and just go with it, because fighting it will just make it worse. And actually it's all for a good reason. It's not coming up just so that, you know, you can cry and feel bad about yourself. Like, it's coming up to try and show you what issues you've still got that need to be solved. And with this full moon energy, a lot of it is to do with our trust issues. So, you know, how we trust other people, how much we trust ourselves, and then things to do with like commitment. And this might be quite a big one for you, like how committed you are to your relationships, how committed you are to yourself. You know, are there ever times when you kind of do things for other people instead of yourself, even though you don't want to do that? Like, if there is, then this is an area that perhaps you need to look into a little bit, is this, you know, this trust and this commitment that is so kind of typical of Venus retrograde. So yeah, with this full moon energy, it's kind of just going to come to light now, rather than over the past few weeks where we've kind of had like an inkling of, you know, stuff's going on, stuff's changing. So now this full moon is like, here it is. You know, you need to understand it, you need to understand yourself a little bit better so that you can like wrap it up and, you know, put it somewhere else and move on from it, and, you know, start to grow a little bit more, start to trust yourself a little bit more, and have a little bit more commitment to yourself and the path that you're on. Because this is a very Sagittarian thing as well, is this commitment to your path. So, you know, if you have been wavering a little bit recently, like wondering what you should be doing in your life, or where, you know, who you should be with, or, you know, all of these like big questions, this will help you to figure out what isn't quite working for you at the moment, so that you can get that arrow kind of more straight and narrow in the direction that you want to go. So just go with the emotions, let them out, try and figure out where they're coming from so that you can then leave them behind with the energy of the full moon. So let's pick you a tarot card. Let's have a card for our Sag. This one. The Hanged Man. Lovely. Okay. So yeah, this is basically just saying, go within, take a rest, you know, take a load off. Don't try and do too much this full moon period. Just have some quiet time, essentially, you know, go within, maybe do some meditation, maybe, you know, just sit quietly with your thoughts, maybe do some writing. Anything that is kind of going within rather than seeking outside of yourself is going to be really helpful this full moon. So yeah, make sure that you take a leaf out of the Hanged Man's book and kind of try and figure out what lessons you're trying to be taught right now. So happy full moon, guys, and I hope to see you next week. Much love.